Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spartan Stadium on the campus of Boardman High School in Boardman, Ohio, where tonight two longtime rivals from the Youngstown area hook up as it's the Cowboys of Chaney facing the Boardman Spartans. It's another Friday night on YSN, your sports network. Happy to bring you Boardman and Chaney. Don Muscola along with Donnie Riccatelli. And Donnie, a lot of changes. Last year, Seth Antrim was on the Boardman sideline. He's traded in the maroon and black for the red and white of Chaney, and we've got first-year Boardman head coach DJ Doda patrolling the maroon sideline.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those juiced-up nights for both teams. I would say they want to play for their coach on either side. So, you know, it was unfortunate that Antrim made it 1 year and decided to head back to his roots at Chaney, and Boardman welcomes in DJ Doda with a 1-0 record with a nice win last week against Cardinal Mooney. Yeah, Boardman on a 10-7 victory against Cardinal Mooney last week. A 32-yard field goal by junior Austin Conkson gave the Spartans the lead with 3:04 to play, and they never gave it up from there. Chaney off a big win last week, 34-2 over the Bulldogs of Poland. So two undefeated teams early in this 2022 season going to meet here at Spartan Stadium. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would have said that final that the Chaney Poland game was going to be 34-2, and if they thought it was going to be 34-2, it normally would be in Poland's favor. But Poland's got a young team, a lot of season left for them, so hopefully they can right the ship a little bit. But Chaney seems to be on a mission this year. And
we'll get a look tonight at Chaney's electric dynamic player, jersey number 1, Jason Hewlett. He is a Cincinnati commitment, 6'4", 210-pound wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback. We may see him all over the field tonight, and it'll be a challenge for that Boardman defense.
Most definitely. I mean, he can get open anywhere on the field and make you miss every which way possible. So he's going to be a huge key to Chaney today. If you're Boardman, you would hopefully get a game plan all week for him. And he didn't play last year against the Spartans, so this is going to be the first time they get to see him in action in over 2 years. So it's going to be, you know, once you get that initial shock out of the way, you settle in, you start playing some defense.
These two teams did meet last year down at Rayen Stadium. The Spartans coming away with a 16-12 victory in week number 2, and of course, as you mentioned, Jason Hewlett was not on the field. He suffered a season-ending injury at Austintown Fitch in game number 1 last year. We're certainly glad he's back. One of the best players in the area, and we're excited to see him tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. And again, both teams are going to be up and ready for this game. I mean, you've got a lot of pride on the line here.
We're going to break for the national anthem as we honor America, the Boardman Spartan Marching Band. And that's the Boardman Spartan Marching Band with the national anthem. We're going to break from commercial and be back after this from WRS Health Wealth Management.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
So the Spartans won the toss. They elected to receive, so they'll get the ball to start the game off here this evening. Beautiful night in Boardman, 74 degrees, partly cloudy, not any wind. The flag is limp on the flagpole. There was a rain shower that went through here a couple hours ago, cooled things off. Beautiful night for football. We were worried about the heat. Hopefully we won't see the cramping issues that we saw last week, but it is early in the season, and I hesitate to call it football weather at 74 degrees, but at least it isn't the 85, 86 we had last week at Mineral Ridge.
We probably won't see any of the cramping in the first half. It's usually in the second half after the team settle down at halftime and sit for a little bit. When they come back out, they don't have that warm-up time like they normally do, and the cramps come out like crazy. So hopefully we can limit it this week so we're not here until midnight.
Teeing it up for the Cowboys is Clifton Scott, number 33, listed as a tight end and linebacker, also handling the kicking duties. He's a 6'2", 190-pound junior. Deep for the Spartans, Fernando Ortiz and Willie Torres. Receivers set up at the 5-yard line. They'll take the opening kickoff here from Chaney, and we're just about ready to go here from Spartan Stadium. It'll bounce. Looks like Ortiz picks it up.
Actually,
that was Thomas Andahar.
Yep.
That was Andahar deep. So the quarterback, who we'll see under center for the Spartans, takes it out to the 25-yard line where they'll start their first offensive series. 1st and 10 at the 25.
It's a decent return by Andahar as well. So hopefully, the Spartans' offensive line can get some nice blocks going with 4 seniors. It's time to really show the fans what you got.
Last week at Cardinal Mooney, Andahar was 5 of 15 passing for 76 yards, but he made a great use of his legs. He had 25 rushing attempts for 105 yards to lead the Spartans, averaging 4.2 yards per carry. Doesn't go under center very often. The Spartans will operate out of the shotgun. Fernando Ortiz behind Andahar. Give us to Ortiz, short gain, brought down by the Chaney defensive line after a gain of 2, bring up 2nd down and 8.
And Don, we talked about this before the game. Ortiz had a little bit of a slow start last week against Mooney, but then in the second half is really, the fourth quarter is really where he started to pick it up and kick it in. Hopefully he can have that kind of start today, a little carryover from last week. So
he did rush the ball 14 times for 97 yards last week against Cardinal Mooney. Most of that in the second half. Andahar will keep it. And he's not going to get anywhere. That didn't fool anybody.
But you know what, though? Andahar missed a key cutback where he could have really probably turned it up and got maybe 3 or 4 more yards. He decided to go on the outside, but the block was inside.
And not sure what happened. Jason Hewlett coming off the field for Chaney's defense. Perhaps his helmet came off. Not sure, but the official motioned him off the field to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Boardman here. Just getting underway, 11 minutes, 2 seconds. Clock is running here in the first quarter.
Some big boys at linebacker for the Chaney Cowboys. Good screen
Sets up
call.
a screen to Fernando Ortiz. Gets up to the 37-yard line. Yep. He's dragged out of bounds by a couple Chaney defenders on the Boardman side, but that'll move the chains.
And Don, that's one thing you definitely want to do if you're Boardman on offense. You want to neutralize the speed of Chaney's defense and those screen plays and misdirection and stuff like that. That should be working for you all night. That defense likes to pursue.
And early penalty flag, first one of the game. I think Chaney's going to be offsides on that. Chuck Parker is our referee tonight. We'll wait to see what he says. And it is indeed encroachment against Chaney. So the Spartans will set up 1st and 5 up at the 44-yard line.
And Don, even though they won last week 34-2 over Poland, they still made plenty of mistakes, and that shows up on film.
Ortiz is the ball carrier, and he'll dance along the Boardman sidelines before finally being knocked out of bounds in Chaney territory at the 41-yard line, enough for another 1st down.
And Don, this play calling is completely different than the play calling from last week, so something must have clicked. They must have seen something in film to where they realize where they can attack, because everything has been to the left so far except for the first play of the game.
Give is again to Ortiz. And he is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. That's Braden Mahone for Chaney.
Good pursuit there by the Chaney Cowboys, getting in the backfield right away, disrupting the entire play.
And that's not what Coach Doda wanted to see on first down, so the Spartans will set up 2nd down and 13 after the negative play on first down.
Not sure what's going on, but Hewlett's coming out of the game again, and he's not happy, but the official keeps telling him that he needs to, it's got to be a uniform.
Has to be something with equipment or uniform, that's right, because I thought the first play perhaps his helmet did come off and we missed it, but it didn't there, and he's sent off the field again.
Yeah, he's waving off the official too. That's something you don't want to do if you're a Division I college prospect. You want to be respectful.
Give us to Ortiz. Ortiz with a little bit of running room. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and he'll set up 3rd down and long for Boardman.
And Don, they've had nothing but success on the left side of the defense of Chaney. So if I'm Boardman, I'm giving a heavy dose of that side all night. Ortiz a little hobbling a little bit.
So 3rd down and 9 for Boardman. Eighth play of the drive, 9 minutes, 14 seconds. Clock is running here in quarter number 1 from Spartan Stadium.
Play clock down to 8. We're not going to get the play on.
Yeah, you called it, Donnie. The play clock running low, and the Spartans will be forced to use their first timeout of the half. As they confer on the sideline, we'll take a break and be back with you after this from Coca's Pizza.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
From sales to financing and even service,
We'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
We are back in Boardman. 3rd and 9 for Boardman. First offensive series of the game. They're at the Chaney 40. After the timeout, Andahar will take the snap. He'll roll to the right, and he is absolutely leveled by Jason Hewlett back at the 48-yard line. A flag comes down on the far side.
I mean, that's going to be helmet to helmet, unfortunately, for Jason Hewlett. He might be kicked out of this game, but if you're Thomas Andahar, how do you not see a 6'4", 210 kid coming right at you?
Hewlett came like a rocket.
They're not going to give him helmet to helmet. It's going to be a
sideline infraction.
And again, all negative yards on the right side of the field. So we'll pay attention to that tonight.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 17, from the 48. Boardman punt team is on.
And Ortiz, who's normally the punter, is on the sideline with a little bit of a leg injury. So.
And that may have touched a Chaney player. Let's see what happens. And it is indeed off a Chaney player. Boardman will get the ball back.
There is a penalty flag down too, though.
There's a penalty flag in the backfield. And the way the officials are motioning, it's going to be something against Chaney in the backfield because they're moving the chains. Wait and see what the officiating crew says. And They're conferring with the Boardman sideline, so the flag is indeed against Chaney. And a very easy decision. Do you want the penalty or do you want the ball?
I'm not really sure what the decision would be there, Don, unless they get 5 more yards.
Absolutely. Not sure why they're even conferring with that. I'll tell you a story, Donnie. Way back when I was in college at Notre Dame, freshman, sophomore year as a football manager, and one of my responsibilities was to work with the officials. And the officials always said, every single one of them that came in said, if the decision's obvious, we're not even going to ask.
No, right.
So they did ask in that situation. So Boardman with tremendous break after the punt hit the Chaney player, gets the ball now 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Andahar with the throw. Wide open, number
touchdown.
44,
wow.
Isaiah Torres into the end zone for the Spartan touchdown. That drive, one play, 25 yards, Andahar to Torres, and he was wide open behind that Chaney defense.
You know, talking to a lot of people, they're very excited about Isaiah Torres at the tight end position. They said he's a typical tight end, good blocker, but man, he could get out in space and make some plays. So nice pass by Andahar. You know, it's good to see Boardman march right down the field on Chaney and put up 6.
And there you're seeing the Raising Cane's instant replay. So Austin Conkson on to attempt the extra point. He was 1 of 1 on extra points last week. Also had the game-winning field goal. Conkson's kick is up, and it is good. So with 8 minutes, 9 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, the score, Boardman 7, Chaney nothing.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
After that Boardman Spartan scoring drive, one play, 25 yards, Andahar to Torres. Spartans on top 7-0. Austin Conkson will tee it up at the 40.
He was so wide open, man. That thing had to look like a big old basketball coming at him.
Deep for Chaney, set up at the 8-yard line is DJ Waller, a senior, 6'3", 190-pound wide receiver and defensive back.
Excellent basketball player as well.
Waller will take it at the 16.
Oh, nice open field tackle by Willie Torres.
Yeah, great tackle by Torres. Looked like Waller had some room around that left side. And nice tackle by Willie Torres. So the Cowboys will set up. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 10-yard return by Waller.
See if Boardman's defense can get out to that hot start like they did last week against Mooney.
Be interesting to see how the Boardman defense handles Hewlett. He's alone at the top of your screen, wide to the left.
You got Matt Jones, who likes to run the ball as a quarterback as well, so he's only a sophomore. He's pretty elusive as well.
Jones goes 6'1", 180 pounds. He'll hand the ball off immediately.
And it's a fumble again.
Another fumble. And Boardman saying they've got it. Officials digging in the pile. Nope.
Giving it to Chaney.
Chaney's got the ball. Chaney does recover.
Now
that was Jason Emil Austin with the fumble. So early on here, some mistakes by Chaney playing right into Boardman's hands.
And if I'm not mistaken, last week they fumbled a lot against Poland. Poland just couldn't capitalize.
So after all that, the gain is 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Cowboys. Chaney with a big offensive line, 3 receivers to the right, Hewlett alone to the left on the short side of the field.
That's a false start.
3 flags on the field at once. False start against Chaney. That'll back them up and set up a 2nd down and 13 for the Cowboys. Good crowd on hand here at Spartan Stadium tonight. It is football alumni night. Jones will give it to the running back, Emil Jones. And he is up to the 45-yard line before being brought down by several Spartans. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, that was a nice counter run by Jones there. A little shifty back.
I think we both called him Emil Jones. It's Emil Austin.
Jason
Emil Austin, he's a senior, 5'9", 170 pounds. And from what we've seen, a very speedy, elusive back.
Yeah.
So Chaney immediately out of the hole there.
They like to spread the field.
Jones is going to look to throw. He'll complete that to DJ Waller, who's loose in the Boardman secondary, and he'll be brought down by Andre Freeman, but not before he has another 1st down and is into Boardman territory at the 24-yard line.
And if you're Andre Freeman, you got to settle down when that ball comes. You got to watch his waist and make the nice, clean tackle. He whiffed on him pretty quick.
First and then Chaney, 26-yard line of Boardman. Freeman will give it to Emil Austin, breaks a tackle right up the middle, but gets down inside the 20 to the 15-yard line.
It was a really nice run by Austin, but if you're Boardman's defense, you got to make that tackle and that initial hit there, give an extra 3-4 yards.
Tonight's production is being handled by the Boardman Schools Television Network, Joe Hollabaugh and his students. And we take the feed that's on the beautiful video board here in Boardman. So if you're wondering why you're seeing some commercials there sometimes, that's the feed that you're getting this evening. But we're glad to have it. 8 cameras deployed around Spartan Stadium along with replay capability. So it's good to be at home.
Believe me, last week I had to move the camera and it was not fun.
Jones will call his own number and he will get down to the 15-yard line. So we'll give him 5. 2nd and 5 into the red zone now.
And Don, Hewlett's out there is basically a decoy right now.
Hasn't gotten involved in the offense thus far, but as soon as we say that.
Looks like he might be going under center here. Nope, Jones is still under center, so Hewlett's going to be out to the far side, and nobody's covering. Oh, no, he's out there.
A little bit of confusion in the Boardman secondary, but they get it straightened out. Handoff to Jawan Harmon, and not much of a gain there.
Nice job there by Boardman's defensive line. I mean, again, you got to hit and wrap.
So we'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Cowboys.
And this is definitely 4-down territory for Chaney. I don't know if they have that good of a field goal kicker.
Hewlett to the right now, 2 wideouts both sides. Give is to Harmon again. He plows down to the 4-yard line, and it will move the chains. They'll set up 1st and goal, Chaney at the 4. A very methodical drive for the Cowboys that started at the 26-yard line.
Could have been ugly early with that fumble.
1st and goal for Chaney.
Terrible snap.
Give this to Harmon, and he'll get down inside the 1-yard line. Good push by the Chaney offensive line.
Looks like they're going to put some more beef in on that offensive line for the Cowboys. Try to punch this one in.
All those speedy wide receivers now go to the sidelines. They've got the jumbo package in now. And I'll be surprised if this is anything but a run up the middle.
Especially on 2nd down.
Jones calls his own number and will be pushed across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown, Chaney. So with 2 minutes, 14 seconds and the clock running here in the first quarter, we are an extra point away from a tie ball game.
And Boardman had a chance to stop him on 3rd and 6. They just had no answer for Jawan Hammond that time.
74-yard drive on 9 plays by the Cowboys. And they're going to set up to go for 2.
Looks like a little false start.
False start. I think you were omniscient there, Donnie, that not much of a kicking game, so they're going for 2. That'll back it up to the 8-yard line where we'll see if this changes the play call by Coach Armstrong.
You know, this could be an issue for Chaney moving down week by week. Not having a field goal kicker for extra points.
Thanks to Dave Matz for handling the stats. 74-yard play, 74-yard drive, 10 plays by the Cowboys. Lining up to take a 2-point attempt from the 8-yard line. Bunch formation, single receiver to the right.
Fumbled
the snap. Jones will have to improvise. Can he get in? And the official goes down, waiting for the call. Ref was knocked down by the play, and 2-point conversion is good, but there's a flag on the field. Let's wait and see what the flag is.
Maybe a block in the back or a hold.
Where it's at, it's certainly in a position where it would be a hold or a block in the back. It is a hold. Chuck
I thought
Parker,
so
the
because
official.
when Jones was able to get that edge after that botched snap, I was like, wow, that's amazing that Boardman couldn't get there, but they usually do a pretty good job of pursuing on the edge.
Now this will back them up to the 18-yard line.
Now they might kick the field goal, Don.
Well, it certainly sets up an interesting 2-point attempt from the 18.
Well, here's what I'm doing. If I'm doing a 2-point conversion from the 18-yard line, I'm throwing this ball in the end zone and hoping for a pass interference, if anything. You got 6'4", 210 guy on the outside that probably can out-jump anybody. You got double coverage on him now.
Jones will drop straight back, has some time. He'll fire it into the end zone where it's picked off down at the goal line. That is number 6, Willie Torres with the interception.
So my question is this, and what one nice thing though, Don, about knowing some of these great officials in the area, he picked the ball off in the end zone, but why was he not allowed to return it?
I believe that an extra point or a 2-point conversion attempt is dead the minute that the turnover occurs. It cannot be returned.
So it couldn't be returned for 2 points of her own, or
Correct.
Okay.
That's a college rule, in an NFL rule, but in high school, you cannot return a turnover on a try for point. So it is now 7-6 Boardman. 2 minutes 12 seconds left to play here in the first quarter.
If you're Boardman, what you want to do is you want to match the scoring drive. Knowing that Chaney's going to have to go for 2 pretty much the whole night. If you can keep matching the scoring drives, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, the Spartans have been very blessed to have a good kicking game over the past several years. We had Kyle Conkson last year, who graduated. Now his brother Austin taking on the kicking duties. Had the game-winning field goal last week against Cardinal Mooney. So doing the kicking for Chaney is Clifton Scott. Number 33 is a tight end. Got it teed up at the 40.
You got to run underneath that one.
Dahar will take it at the 8-yard line, has some running room. He gets out to about the 25-yard line where Boardman will set up for their second offensive series. Actually, their third offensive series.
Third offensive series after that turnover. Yeah, I keep forgetting that they didn't just march down the field. They actually had the turnover. So I was wrong in that first statement.
Okay, Boardman sets up 1st and 10 at the 25. Andahar in the shotgun, offset pistol.
Penalty flag, delay a game?
Delay a game. Well, that's something that we saw a few times last year after change of possession or timeouts. And we didn't see it last week, but we did see it last year. So now it'll be 1st and 15 for Boardman. You know, I thought that the offense was meeting over on the sideline there.
Yeah.
But just didn't get it in time. Andahar will keep it. Short gain.
You know, and Don Ortiz is still sitting on the sideline, so that leg injury might be a little bit more significant. You know, we'll watch for that as the night goes on, but you know, he's a playmaker on defense and offense, so, I mean, losing him might be detrimental. I don't know how he slipped out of that first one.
The Chaney defensive line was in the backfield on that play. And Andahar's going to be sacked back at the 15. And it'll set up 3rd down and 20.
Which I'm sure there's plenty of 3rd down and 20 plays in your playbook if you were playing Madden.
Andahar straight back, sets up a screen. And Willie Torres catches the ball, but immediately tackled on the far sideline.
Yeah. And if I'm Boardman, I'm staying away from that side of the field. I mean, nothing but negative plays on that side all night. You know, hopefully at halftime they make those adjustments, or if they can make them on the next possession. But nothing good on that right side of the field for the Boardman Spartans.
Deep in punt formation for Boardman is 24 Vince Atwood, a sophomore. Hewlett and DJ Waller set up at the 48-yard line to take the punt. Inside of 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter from Spartan Stadium. Nice punt by Atwood. And it will be downed up at the 42-yard line, where Chaney will set up for their second drive of the ball game. We'll be back after this from one of our YSN sponsors.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at Mill Creek Metro Parks.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family.
1st and 10 Chaney at the 41-yard line. Jones will hand it off to Jason Emil Austin, who's got some running room into the Boardman secondary, makes some miss, and he's into the end zone. 41-yard touchdown run by Emil Austin. One play, 41 yards, and it's now 12-7 Chaney.
Yeah, if you're Boardman, you have to tackle tonight. You have to. Your initial stick has to wrap and roll. You know, any technique you can. You cannot let these guys spring loose because they will beat you all over the field.
So Chaney will set up once again for the 2-point try. That was the end of the first quarter. And when they set up to do this just a minute ago, it went backwards. So we'll see what Coach Antrim's initial play call was going to be. Jones tosses it out to number 4, DJ Waller. And he gets the 2-point try, so it's now 14-7 Chaney at the end of the first quarter.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
And we're back for the start of quarter number 2 here from Spartan Stadium in Boardman. A lot of offensive firepower on display here for Chaney over the last couple of minutes. A 74-yard drive and then a 41-yard drive on one play, and they lead Boardman 14-7. Don Muscola along with Donnie Riccatelli here on YSN, your sports network.
Pretty impressive running for Austin there on that long run. I mean, he was able to use some field vision there and cut back across for that touchdown. Looks like the ball came loose.
Chaney signaling that they have it. We'll wait for him to unpile.
Came up with
Chaney
it.
comes up with it. We'll see what the officials just say. A lot of discussion going on there by the officiating
The problem is
crew.
the Chaney Cowboy ran out of the pile with it without the officials seeing it. But they're going to rule him down.
Yeah, the officials get together, confer, and the returner was down. So Boardman will set up fourth offensive series of the game at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Chaney did come out of the pile with the ball, but they ruled the runner down.
Looks like Ortiz is going to be done for the night. He's hobbling pretty good on the sidelines here, so.
That's a big blow for the Spartans.
It really is.
Andahar calls his own number and nothing doing there. The Chaney defensive line has been in the Boardman backfield all night long. And
what's crazy is Darrell Parker was running into the field before as the play was getting snapped. So he was able to disrupt that play right away.
Okay, so 2nd down and 12 for the Spartans. And from what we've seen from the Boardman offense thus far this year, they really can't afford to get behind the sticks here.
No, they're young. They're lacking the playmakers necessary.
And Har keeps it, and he'll be knocked down up at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good run by Andahar, but you gotta ask yourself how many times is he gonna be able to do that night in and night out.
Yeah, last week he carried the ball 25 times, and just from a durability standpoint, that's going to be difficult to continue.
Yeah.
You're down your main running back in Ortiz tonight. Hopefully not a serious injury, and he'll be back soon, but I think he is done for the night. And he'll have some time to throw, and he does complete the pass to Willie Torres.
It's going to be just short of the first down, but that's a positive play. Try to flip the field possession.
So it'll bring up 4th and 2 for Boardman. Punting situation from their own 36.
Field position, not possession. I did that last week too, Don. I'm rusty.
Vince Atwood back in punt formation. DJ Waller and Jason Hewlett at the 35 for Chaney to return this punt. Wood gets a low end-over-end punt off. It'll bounce. Waller will let it go by him. He'll now pick it up at the 10-yard line. And he'll slip and fall at the 10. So Vince Atwood with a 55-yard punt. A lot of that on the roll, but Boardman will take it.
Any way they can. If you're Chaney now, you got to go 90 yards, so great punt.
At Sheely's, it's our 70th anniversary, and we want to thank our customers by offering $70 off every $1,000 spent when you donate to Akron Children's Hospital. Plus, get 12-month special financing. Stack up the savings when you shop for every room in your house, furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And remember, August 29th through September 10th, get $70 off every $1,000 spent, plus 12-month special financing. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Sheely's for all of your furniture needs. Of course, the best things in life do happen at home. Furnish your home at Sheely's, one of our sponsors here on YSN. Again, all of our sponsors allow us to bring you these broadcasts free of charge, these live streams. Chaney set up 1st and 10 at their 10, 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to play here in quarter number 2 from Boardman.
Looks like we got a timeout on the field. Looks like.
Donnie, get ready for this. I just heard the Austintown Fitch Canton McKinley score. Austintown Fitch leading the Bulldogs 28-0.
Wow. I mean, this might be Austintown's year to make a decent run. I mean, they're loaded with talent all the way across the board. They dismantled that team from Las Vegas last week, 42-10. How would you like to fly 5 hours to the Midwest from Vegas just to get a whooping?
Yeah, the Nevada coach had nothing but good things to say about the area. Took those kids to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Steelers training camp, and probably the low light was the 42-10 loss to Austintown Fitch, but a great experience for that team from Nevada. Jones will drop straight back, looks to throw it deep, going for Hewlett. Hewlett makes the catch at the 50-yard line, and then he'll be brought down at the Boardman 46. Bit of an underthrown ball, but there, the size advantage of Hewlett, he's able to set up and get that ball.
And what's crazy, Don, is 9:20 to go in the second quarter, and this is the first play that Chaney has gone to Hewlett on. And looks like they could do it anytime they want. I mean, again, 6'4", you're throwing a jump ball up in the air. Nobody's going up with them.
Boardman defender was right there with him, but ball a little bit underthrown and played right into the 6'4" Hewlett's hands. Yeah, look at the play there.
43-yard play.
That's
44-yard play.
Boardman's Thomas Andahar, quarterback and defensive back on the tackle there. 43-yard gain there. Chaney, 1st and 10 at the 46. And that one goes backwards. Handoff to Jawan Freeman.
Great play by Mahood there. No, that's not Mahood, sorry. Yeah, Jared Mahood.
Mahood and French on the tackle there for Boardman. 2nd and 11 for Chaney.
And we apologize ahead of time. Boardman's jerseys like to bunch up a little bit, so those single-digit numbers, you can't really tell who it is until it gets announced. So
we'd like to believe we have a staff of spotters giving us this information, but we're a duet, and that's it.
Our budget is not that high.
Jones will roll out to the right, looks to throw, completes the pass to DJ Waller along the far sideline. He'll be close to a 1st down. They'll mark him a bit short to set up a 3rd and short for Chaney.
That was a nice open field tackle by Aiden Berg, too, because Waller could have turned that up, got the 1st down easy, and possibly sprung it for a touchdown.
3rd down and 1 for the Cowboys at the Boardman 37-yard line. I'm sure we're in 4-down territory for Chaney if they come up short here. Give to Harmon. He's got a lot of running room into the Boardman secondary, and will be brought down at the 10-yard line, so Chaney back into the red zone once again. 27-yard run for Jawan Harmon.
And Don Chaney's really coming to life here the last 3 possessions. I mean, doing basically anything they want offensively. I mean, they look like men amongst boys right now, and they're really moving the line of scrimmage.
First and goal for Chaney at the 10-yard line. That is Jawan Freeman straight up the middle. He'll pound down to the 6.
Don, I'm going to give my first shout out of the evening to your neighbors, the Treveries and Santangelo's, watching comfortably in the Santangelo garage.
We're glad you're with us on YSN. If you're watching us somewhere, whether it's locally or another part of the country, send us a text at 330-299-8527. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight, where you're at. Send us a text, that number 330-299-8527. 2nd and goal for the Cowboys at the 6-yard line. And Coach Antrim didn't like what he saw. Timeout Chaney. That's their 2nd of the half. Check that. That's their 2nd. Dave Matt's handling the stats for us tonight.
You're a poet and you didn't even know it, Don. Mats and stats.
Mats and stats. And Chaney takes their 2nd timeout. 6:56 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. When the play resumes, it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
You remember, Don, this drive started on their own 10-yard line. Big play, big first play for 44 yards to Jason Hewlett, and then Austin doing some damage on the ground. I'm sorry, not Austin, Harmon.
Harmon. Well, we've seen Harmon, Austin, and Freeman carry the ball. So, boy, Chaney is just loaded with offensive firepower.
They are. And Jones, we haven't even called Jones much either, and he's an explosive running quarterback as well.
2nd and goal for Chaney at 6-yard line. Give is to Austin. He gets inside the 5, down to the 3, where it'll be 3rd and goal Chaney.
And again, this is definite 4-down territory if you're the Cowboys.
Look like Jared Mahood on the tackle there for Boardman.
Last season, the Cowboys were 4-5, same record as Boardman. And they are certainly looking to improve that this year. Jones takes the snap. Give is to Harmon.
He's not going to get in.
He'll be stood up by the Boardman defense down at the 1-yard line, and it will certainly set up a 4th and goal situation.
Yeah.
And
great job by Andahar and Isaiah Torres to blow that up. It's a big 4th down for the Boardman Spartans. You don't want to fall behind by 2 scores.
Okay, it's 4th and goal from the 1 for Chaney. Play comes in from the sidelines. Play clock now down under 10. They're going to have to hurry to get this off.
It's going to be tough to get this one off. Yeah, they got it.
They got it off with 1 on the clock.
Oh, that's a great pursuit.
And Boardman blows that play up. Tremendous defensive stand there for the Spartans.
By Jared Mahood, that was fantastic pursuit.
And that play looked doomed from the start. Chaney very late getting the play in from the sideline. Under 10 when they broke the huddle. The receivers were hard-pressed to get into position, and Boardman blows that play up. Let's watch the replay right now.
Yeah, big-time play by your senior linebacker.
Tremendous play by Boardman. So Boardman will take over now. 1st and 10 at the 7, 93 yards away from the other end zone. After a tremendous stop on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Andahar keeps it. Short gain, maybe 1.
I mean, if you're Boardman right now, I understand you're backed up at your own end zone, but you really need to try to get creative here to try to flip the field.
Second down and 8 for the Spartans up at the 9-yard line. Clock running, under 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
The Spartans really dodged the bullet there on that 4th down.
Andahar will keep it. Some running room up the middle. Crosses the 10-yard line, brought down at the 12.
You know, you're in a tricky spot here, though, with 3rd down and 5, still at the 13-yard line. You know, do you run the ball and try to get out, get a 1st down, or are you going to throw the ball here? Be tough.
Given how Chaney has moved the ball on offense, you definitely, I think, want to play a keep-away sort of game here. So, you know, very manageable 3rd down, 3rd and about 4. But if you do have to punt, you'll be punting from your shadow of your own goal line. Andahar will drop straight back. And looking for Willie Torres, but nice defensive play by Jordan Hewlett, the sophomore defensive back for the Cowboys. He was all over that, and he was looking at the end zone.
Well, he first saw Torres. He looked at Torres like he was going to tee off on him, but then he realized that Andahar waited a little bit to throw it, so he had a chance at the ball. But if he would have, if Andahar would have thrown it sooner, I don't know if Willie Torres would have been able to catch that ball clean without a nice big hit.
So Atwood in punt formation. He sets up at the 1-yard line. DJ Waller at midfield will field it at the 48. He's got some room to run, and he'll be brought down by Phil Clark. Open field tackle at the 47-yard line.
Fantastic tackle by Phil Clark. I mean, he easily could have got another 15, 20 yards on that return.
So with that said, there's 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to play here in quarter number 2. Chaney on top of Boardman, 14-7 from Spartan Stadium.
Looks like that play clock's running, so.
Both of these teams after timeouts are having problems getting into position. Play clock now down under 10. Jones straight back. Shifts around. He'll now look and run up the middle, and lots of running room. Makes a man miss in the secondary, and he's going to be brought down by a number of Spartans, but not till he gets to the 25-yard line.
And that's where Jones can hurt you, is with his feet. Obviously you have 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" receivers on the outside. You could throw it up and they'll catch it, come down and catch it, but he's not known for his throwing capabilities. He's more of a runner. So
23-yard gain on first down. First and 10, Chaney at the 25. No gain there on first down, so the Boardman defense tough in the middle.
And if you're set the interim over on the Chaney sideline, are you trying to do some clock management here, because just coming under 2:30 to go in the half, you haven't seen too many plays where you're running it right up the middle.
Chaney with just one timeout left in the half, if that becomes a factor. Clock running now, 2 minutes, 19 seconds.
If you're Boardman, you got 2 timeouts. It would be nice to force a turnover here.
Give it to Austin. Some room around the left. He's into the Boardman secondary, and he'll be brought down at
flags
the
for days, though. It looks like there's going to be a holder blocking the back here on Chaney.
8-yard line, but I think you're exactly right. Holding against the Cowboys will back that play up.
When 2 officials are throwing flags, and it's that obvious.
Spot foul, take it back to the 25-yard line. Well, it'll be 2nd and 10 Cowboys. Hey, shout out to the Boardman boys soccer team last night. A hard-fought tie against Poland. Junior Landon Mitchell scored in the 40th minute with just 28 seconds left to play in half number 2 to tie that game.
Yeah, I heard that was an unbelievable corner kick to corner kick. Oh my goodness.
My. Did Thomas Andahar read that route?
He did. I thought that was golden. I was just talking about a great turnover possibility. Wow.
So 3rd and 10, Chaney. Andahar with a nice defensive play right there. Nearly had the interception. Once again, if you're wondering, we get the feed from the Boardman Schools Television Network, who handles the video board. So you'll see some of the graphics that are up on the beautiful video board here at Boardman Spartan Stadium.
Big 3rd down for Boardman here. Looks like Chaney's going to take their last time out.
They will take their last time out as that play clock was running down. Minute 42 left in the second quarter. We'll take it with them and be back after this from 21 Sports.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Coca's 24-slice pizza, 75 boneless wings, or our famous pepperoni rolls. Big game favorites. Order now and beat the rush. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Don Muscola along with Donnie Riccatelli back here in Boardman.
We're sharing the booth tonight with 1390, and Bob Gavalier said, "Let there be light," and there was light. We can now read our rosters tonight. It's fantastic. Thanks, Bob.
I tell you what, we did not have that luxury last week up in the Crow's Nest at Joe Lane Stadium in Mineral Ridge. We were struggling at the second half there. We had sun in our eyes in the first half.
Jones will look to throw. He's got a receiver open down at the 15-yard line. That is Mike Logan.
Yeah.
And he'll move the chains. First down, Chaney at the 12-yard line. Chaney out of timeouts, clock running under a minute and a half to play here in quarter number 2.
That was a good underneath route for Chaney there to move the chains.
And you know what strikes me about watching this first half, and it doesn't matter which player it is from Chaney, the speed difference between the two teams is very, very obvious.
Yeah, they're a ton of athletes over there.
Give is to Harmon. Straight up the middle. He'll be stood up at the 10-yard line.
I tell you what I've noticed as this game has gone on, though, the Boardman defensive line is really starting to settle down and make some plays. I mean, obviously they've hurt us with a few quarterback runs and break and contain, a couple long passes. But as far as the internal run game has gone, it's pretty much settled down.
Jones will keep it along the right side and into the end zone for a Chaney touchdown.
Yeah, Chaney recognized that right away. They had to get to the outside to do anything, so that's just too much speed from that quarterback.
There's just so many weapons on that Chaney offensive side of the ball. And even if you pick your poison, you take away one of their threats and there's two more right behind it.
It's chess and checkers. I mean, chess playing checkers, so it's unfortunate, but if you're Boardman, you're only down 2 scores going into the half, so hopefully you can make some adjustments and try to contain them. And it will be Chaney's ball as the second half begins, but, just got to settle down and make some plays on offense.
So Chaney will go for 2 again, leading this game 20-7, 34 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Jones will roll to the right, throws it into the end zone, and passes incomplete. A couple Spartan defenders right on that receiver, so the try is no good.
Boardman has 2 timeouts, so we'll see how this kickoff goes. But if you're Boardman, you're feeling okay. I mean, obviously you're down 2 scores, but there's so much talent on the Chaney side. But you moved that ball the first drive of the game, and you were able to put it in the end zone. You have to understand where your plays are going to work and where they're not. Just put something solid together in the second half.
While we have a minute, we'd like to mention that the Lady Spartan tennis team defeated Austintown Fitch 5-0 here in Boardman on Thursday. Raised their record to 3-2 overall and 1-1 in the All-American Conference. Singles winners for the Lady Spartans were Brianna Alberti, Demetria Koutros, and Jana Shaw. And also the doubles teams of Morgan Evans and Emily Yurko and Julia Pickens and Peyton Connor. So congratulations to Coach Gardner's squad on a shutout victory over the Fitch Falcons on Thursday. Clifton Scott again set up for the kickoff. Austin Berg and Thomas Andahar deep for Boardman at the 10-yard line.
A squib kick. You got 35-yard line. I mean, you have 30 seconds to go, 2 timeouts. I mean, you can make something happen. You got Conkston with a nice leg. I mean,
that's where the kicking game can be a weapon. 31 seconds, you're right, 2 timeouts. Just protect the football and nothing crazy, because you certainly don't want to give it back to Chaney again.
Correct.
That was Joel Cuevas Pixley on the return for Boardman. 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Spartans. 31 seconds left to go here in the half.
Press coverage on the right side, too.
Kandahar looks to throw it to Cuevas Pixley. Pass is incomplete, out of bounds into the Boardman sideline.
Only took 5 seconds off the clock, so you can actually try to run another decent play here. Still with 2 timeouts. Try to get some positive momentum going into the half.
Coming up at the half, you'll hear the sights and sounds of the Boardman Spartan Marching Band.
Press coverage again on Pixley.
Low snap, and they just cover that up.
You know, and unfortunately, it was a low snap, so the side judge was looking in the backfield, but he missed a blatant hold on LeBron Dorlo on Pixley on the outside.
So that will probably be the end of the half as the clock now running under 5 seconds. That's the end of the first half. The score, Chaney 20, Boardman 7.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
The 2022 edition of your Boardman Spartan Marching Band. Guys, let us put our hat to this magical night's Emmys hit by the Steve Miller Band. Abracadabra! Our next bit of musical magic takes us back another decade to the disco of the 1970s. To the Spartan Sultan Sweethearts on Disco Inferno. ladies and gentlemen, gather round for an old-fashioned game. 2 for me and 1 for you. 5 against 10 and 10 against 20. And the name of the game is 5 for Pretty Lady. So place your bets and keep your eyes on the red one. Wow, this audience is as smart as it is good looking. How about a chance to double your money? One more time, keep your eye on the lady. One more time, make some noise if you think the Queen is card number 1. Card number 2. And card number 3. And once again, let's see card number 2. Well, you can't win them all. Let's find out where she was hiding. So it's card number 1. And card number 3. Yes, the Queen is a fickle lady. Where can she be? I think you'll find her if you look behind you.
I've got magic. Every time I touch, attracted to the things. Everybody knows I've got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants the rest of magic, 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 magic. Oh, I got the magic in me. She's the top of your mind. Cause I hypnotize you with every line. I need a volunteer, how about you with the eyes? Come on down to the point, stay right here and don't be shy. I'll have you time traveling, have your mind babbling. People try to inherit your skills, so they ask me. Even David Blaine had to go and teach some classes. I see God freaks, I was something what was happening. So come on, come on, let's see the show tonight. Yeah, I'll give the ghost of guys. You know I'm going to be the only one that's told a lie. So call me Mr. Strategy, but I'm full on cloud nine. I've got magic, 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 magic. I got the magic in me. So, do you believe in the magic? The Boardman Spartan Marching Band. Welcome back to 2022 from now on. And here is Joe Hudson, as the handsome, awesome coach, Howard.
Ladies and gentlemen, halftime is almost over, but not before the Dubs gives away some free wins. Here comes
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
And lock in your trade value.
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing.
Regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
Our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined
80 years of experience, WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
But now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These three values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step. We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting, where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists, located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
And we are back for the third quarter of action here from Spartan Stadium. Don Muscola and Donnie Riccatelli with you. Boardman will be kicking to Chaney. Trails this game 20-7 to the visiting Cowboys. That's Austin Conkson with it teed up for Boardman.
And Don, I just received word that Fernando Ortiz is done for the rest of the night with a apparent leg injury. So
DJ Waller on the return for Chaney. He'll get it out to about the 25-yard line. Some first half stats, Donnie. Chaney leads the first downs 8-3 over Boardman. Chaney rushed the ball 18 times for 93 yards compared to Boardman's 14 rushes for, get this, 3 yards. Wow. Boardman was 4 of 6 passing for 44. Chaney 4 of 8 for 98 with an interception. Chaney leading the yardage 191-47, so dominating on the scoreboard and dominating on the stat sheet. Boardman attempted 3 punts for 105 yards, an average of 35. There was 1 fumble lost in the first half. That was by Chaney. Boardman penalized just once for 5 yards. Chaney 5 for 35. So we'll see if the Chaney offense picks up where they left off in the second quarter here, leading 20-7 from Spartan Stadium.
It's amazing. Before halftime, it was nice and light out. Now it's completely dark.
And that's Emil Austin, the ball carrier, straight up the middle. Get about 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Cowboys.
Tell you what, Chaney's got, you name it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Put them anywhere in the backfield, they're going to spring loose. It looked like Harmon was a little banged up at the end of the first half, so I don't see him out there yet for Chaney.
But they've mixed a number of backs throughout this game. Certainly no shortage of offensive firepower for the Cowboys. Jones hands off, short gain, number of Boardman defenders.
Yeah, it's a good gang tackle there.
And you know, the one thing that the Boardman defense has done well tonight is they've defended the middle of the field. But with all that speed, Chaney hasn't attacked the middle that much. They want to get out to the edge, use that speed, quickness, elusiveness, and get the ball down the field. It's 3rd and 4 for Chaney.
It's a big 3rd down for Boardman, too. I mean, you want to definitely see if you can force a 3 and out to start the half and see what your game plan in the second half, get that started on offense, see if you can move the ball. Only 3 first downs that first half is unfortunate for the Spartans, but again, only down 2 scores, so.
Jones will give it to Harmon. He'll have running room around the left side, and he'll have enough for the first down before finally being dragged down by Phil Clark in the backfield for Boardman, but not before he gets up to the 49-yard line and a first down, Chaney.
And unfortunately, when he did get that edge, there was nobody that even touched him before he got the first down. So, I mean, it looked like Jones sold that fake pretty well and was able to get Harmon out on the edge with no problem.
16-yard gain for Juwan Harmon on 3rd and 4. Jones will keep it.
Great tackle by Torres.
Brought down right up the middle. He'll lose a yard, bring up 2nd down and 11. While we have a minute, just want to mention that the Lady Spartan golf team defeated the Gilmore Academy on Thursday, 181-207 on the Mill Creek North course. Leading the Spartan charge there, Zoe Fick Mills, a senior, shot a 39, and junior Sofia Rivera right behind her with a 41. So the girls are undefeated in All-American Conference play and 2-3 overall on the season. Jones will roll to the right, looks downfield, pass intended for the receiver at the 40-yard line. That's DJ Waller, just a bit high.
You know, Don, we've had a few people text in tonight saying that the website's having some issues. If you go to ysnlive.com and check your Wi-Fi settings first, sometimes that's the case where it'll you turn it off, turn it right back on, it'll end up loading for you. I know with the 3 messages I've gotten so far, Wi-Fi has been the issue. So ysnlive.com, go to live games up to the left-hand side, select the Chaney Cowboys Boardman Spartans game, and you get to listen to the wonderful Don Mascola and myself, who doesn't sound as good as Don, but you know, he's a pro, I'm a rook.
I like that moniker, the wonderful Don Mascola. It's the first time I've heard that in 54 years.
Listen, you're wonderful, and I know your wife tells you how wonderful you are every night.
Timeout Spartans. That's their first of the half. They take it with 8 minutes, 56 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Score Chaney 20, Boardman 7. Next week, the Spartans will be at home again against the Polar Bears of Jackson High School from down in Massillon. Chaney will travel to Mineral Ridge to take on Cardinal Mooney next week.
That Jackson team's loaded as well, so the schedule does not get any easier for the Boardman Spartans.
It sure does not, that's for sure. We'll be with you next week here on YSN from the friendly confines of Spartan Stadium. After the Boardman timeout, it is now 3rd and 11 for Chaney. Coca's Pizza, a Boardman Stadium sponsor in addition to a YSN sponsor. Coca's Pizza, 9 area locations. They serve it hot. Okay, this is a chance for the Boardman defense to get some momentum, start off the third quarter. Still a manageable score in this game. 3rd and 11, Chaney at the 49-yard line.
This could potentially be 2-down territory here.
And Jones is under pressure, makes a man miss before throwing it downfield. Incomplete. Intended receiver was LeBron Donlow, but he was covered on that far sideline. It'll bring up 4th and 11 Chaney and see what Coach Antrim does.
I'm sorry, 4-down territory, not 2-down territory.
And it looks like the punt team's going to come on for Chaney. This will be their first punt of the evening. Jones still on the field. Maybe it isn't the punt team. We don't have a punter listed on the Chaney roster, so we'll see what happens here. And maybe Matt Jones is going to handle the punting duties for the Cowboys. Unusual formation. Got 3 to each side. And Jones with the quick kick. Thomas Andujar will take it at the 25, has a little bit of running room toward the Boardman sideline, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line after a 10-yard return, where Boardman will start 1st and 10 here in the third quarter.
So that was about a net 14-yard punt. And if you're Boardman, you did exactly what you needed to do to start this half, Don. You were able to slow down that explosive offense, and maybe it was a little mix of Seth Antrim getting conservative like he was all last year, and maybe trying to use some time management, some clock management. But Boardman took advantage of it. Now let's see what they could do on their first drive.
Boardman comes into the third quarter, just 47 yards of offense in that first half. 3 on the ground, 44 through the air. Andujar in the shotgun. He'll give it out to Jared Mahood. And short gain of 2. It looks like there's a injured Boardman Spartan on the field.
Hopefully these aren't the cramps that we saw last week, Don.
If it was, you'll get plenty of time to see our YSN sponsors, because it seemed like last week we were play after play after play with the cramps, and that's certainly what it looks like in this case.
We almost didn't make it to dinner last week because of that.
We did not. We'll be back after this from Kent Trumbull.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
Second and a long 8 for the Spartans. Thomas Andujar carries it himself, short gain. The injured Spartan was Andre Freeman, number 12, came off the field under his own power.
Looked like a little bit of a cramping issue. You know, one thing that a lot of sports trainers will tell you, it's water before and after, but a sports drink in the middle, that eliminates a lot of the cramping. But again, when you're coming out of the half, you know, sitting there for a little while, going through the game plan, and you're going to get a little tight. So
penalty marker on the far side of the field. We'll wait for referee Chuck Parker to let us know what happened, but I think it's going to be offsides against the Cowboys, and it'll make this third down a little more manageable for Boardman. That'll take it up to the 42. It'll be 3rd down and 3, Boardman. And now the offense moved. Look like that'll go against Boardman, number 50, Kyle Barnett. He reacted to the defensive lineman moving across from him, and so it'll be right back to 3rd and 8, Boardman.
And that's a tough situation, because if the defensive lineman's not completely across the ball, they're not going to, or makes contact with the offensive lineman, they're not going to call it. So what was a 3rd and manageable is now back to a 3rd and long.
And her straight back has some time across the middle.
Great catch by Torres.
Completed to Willie Torres. And a flag on the far side of the field. And from where that came from, I think we're going to get another sideline violation against Chaney,
which will be their second one of the evenings. That should result in a penalty. But that was a great great concentration by Torres after that ball was deflected. It's not easy to be able to focus and snatch that ball.
No, that ball was tipped by Clifton Scott of Chaney and right into Willie Torres' hands, concentrated. The old tip drill in practice probably paid off.
You know, the fourth first down for the Spartans is a big one, because now they're in Cowboy territory.
1st and 10, Boardman at the 36-yard line. 7 minutes, 42 seconds. The clock is running here in quarter number 3. Andahar with some time. Now running room to the left. Lotta Green. And he'll be knocked out of bounds after a gain of 3.
Good decision there by Andahar, but if you're running on that side of the field and you have a linebacker in pursuit, you got to switch that ball into your outside hand, or else he could have easily got that stripped.
Clifton Scott knocking him out of bounds on the far sideline.
My old football coach, Brian Fedeschi at McDonald, we would have drills for about 20 minutes switching the ball from hand to hand, arm to arm, and making sure it was always in the right position. Film session on Saturdays after a Friday game was a little rough if people didn't do it the right way.
Pass complete to Joel Cuevas-Pixley. He's got some running room. Ball comes out.
Terleski with a huge fumble recovery for the Spartans to keep this drive alive. Great catch by Pixley, but man, you got to protect that ball when you're receiving contact. And Terleski recognized what was going on, saw that ball come loose, and he pounced right on it.
Spartans with some rhythm here. And you know, Andujar's got some time in the backfield that he didn't have in the first half.
He does, so maybe some adjustments were made that helps the offensive lineman with the schemes.
Willie Torres behind Andujar in the pistol formation. Andujar to throw down the field. Intended receiver Jared Mahood, or Isaiah Torres, excuse me. Overthrown down about the 5-yard line.
I'm okay with that play call there. I mean, if anything, you might want to throw that a little short. If the defender's behind you, the only way that they can get to the ball is to go through you, which would result in a pass interference penalty. But, you know, Andujar's not known for his passing ability. He's more of a running quarterback. So I like the aggressiveness of the Spartans to start the second half, that's for sure.
Andujar pitches it out to Willie Torres. Has some running room down inside the 20-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, but nice gain.
You know, Don, that was great patience by Andujar, too, because I thought for a second there he wasn't going to pitch that ball off to Torres, and at the last split second there he was able to get the ball loose, and Torres with a really nice run there.
3rd down and 2 for Boardman at the 17-yard line.
I'm okay with this timeout by the Spartans. You want to make sure you get the right play call on 3rd down especially. You're probably thinking, let's get them huddled up. We're going to go over a 2-play scenario in case you don't get the first down on this one.
Absolutely true. The only bad side of that, Donnie, that's their second timeout of the half. So More than half the third quarter left to go, and Boardman down to just one timeout left.
Yeah.
For those of you who like the history, Donnie, can you name the Heisman Trophy winner that graduated from Chaney High School?
Oh my gosh, I walked into Chaney High School for the basketball game last year, and I saw his picture on the wall, and I'm completely drawing a blank though.
1939, Frank Sinkwich, Chaney graduate, won the 1942 Heisman Trophy playing for the Bulldogs of Georgia, a year that they won the national championship. 1943, he was the first overall pick of the Detroit Lions, and in 1944, the MVP of the National Football League, and his number 21 is retired at the University of Georgia. Frank Sinkwich, Youngstown, Ohio, Heisman Trophy winner.
That's awesome.
Okay, Boardman ready to go. 3rd down and 2. At the 17-yard line. Andahar will keep it. Looks for some running room. Now pushes it upfield, and he'll have enough for the first down. Down to the 12.
Boardman's really doing a great job moving the sticks on this drive. Just got to punch this thing in the end zone and turn this into a ball game.
First and 10, not Chaney. First and 10, Boardman at the 12. Give is to Torres. He's got some room. Breaks a tackle down to the 5-yard line. And now, did the ball come loose, or is that a penalty marker? And the ball apparently came loose.
Penalty marker down, though. They're giving the ball to Chaney. I'm curious to see what this penalty is, though, because it came in late.
I do wonder if it's a beanbag, because now they're picking it up. I think the ball was on the ground, Donnie, unfortunately for the Spartans.
I'm not sure where they're marking the ball, though.
What a turn of events for Boardman. Great drive to start the third quarter inside the red zone of Chaney, and then they fumble it away.
Willie Torres is a very hard runner.
And it's the second fumble of the game. Chaney lost one earlier on a punt where the ball hit one of their receivers. And now Boardman's first turnover of the game is a costly one. We're looking to punch the ball in and get this to a one-score game here in the third quarter, but they turn it over.
It looks like it was after the play. There was a penalty because they did move the ball back to the 6-yard line for the Chaney Cowboys. So
First and 10, Chaney at the 6.
Not much for Harmon there.
No, short gain to about the 8-yard line. 2nd down and 8 in the shadow of their own goal line. Now, if you're Boardman, you got to dig in. Chaney Cowboy down on the field. There's going to be an official timeout for an injury. We'll take the timeout with them and be back after this from Baird Brothers.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
2nd down and 7 for Chaney at their own 8-yard line. Jones gives it to the back up the middle. Short gain, stopped by the center of that Boardman defense.
So again, Boardman with another big 3rd down coming up here. If they can get the stop here, and they'll end up with decent field position. See if they can keep that momentum on the drive. I mean, unfortunate that the fumble occurred, but they moved the ball really well.
Third down and 3 for Chaney. The Boardman crowd gets loud. Boardman student section down to our left. It's beach night here in Boardman. They're allowed to on their feet, exhorting their defense to get the stop that they need here. 3rd and 3, Chaney. Matt Jones keeps it up the middle, and he's going to break some tackles and drag Boardman defenders with him. He'll have enough for the first down.
You know, they had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he was just able to keep his legs moving and plow forward for that first down. That's unfortunate for the Spartans because they had him.
So Chaney will move the chains here. 5-yard gain for Jones. Clock moving, 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. If you're watching us on YSN, let us know where you're watching from. Send us a text, 330-299-8527, 330-299-8527. We'd love to hear from you. Man in motion. Jones gives it to the motion man. That's Jaquan Johnson on the jet sweep. He'll get about 5.
Boardman doing a nice job containing that edge. And I understand he gained about 4 or 5 yards, but we saw them get gashed early and often in that first half.
Second down and 6 for Chaney. They're at the 22-yard line. They hold a 13-point lead here in the third quarter. Johnson in motion. Jones will keep it. And he'll be dragged down by Isaiah Torres behind the line of scrimmage. It'll set up another 3rd and long for Chaney.
And we just got a text message from the wonderful Todd Thorne saying that he's watching from home tonight, which is surprising because you would think that this stadium's big enough for a personality like Todd Thorne, but glad to hear that you are watching from home, buddy, and hopefully everything's going well for you.
Not sure what's going on here, but timeout on the field. I think it's some difficulty getting the ball in. Clock is stopped. 2 minutes, 53 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Third and 6 for Chaney.
Last time Jones was able to keep it for the first down. Now he's going to throw it.
Looking deep, has some time. He'll now unload it underneath, and that ball was well short of the intended receiver, LeBron Dunlow. Bring up 4th and 6. Punting situation for the Cowboys.
And you know, Don, thank God he threw that ball, because if he would have kept that and he would have been off and running, he easily would have had that first down. So
there was a lot of green on that side of the field.
Ton of green on
Glad
that
he tried to attempt that pass, that's for sure. So Boardman will get the ball back here with 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Looks like a penalty on that play. Not sure what it was. Play clock down under 5 now. I don't think Chaney's going to get this one off without calling timeout.
Yeah, and if you're set the interim, you really want to call a timeout right here. I understand you have 3 timeouts, but it's 5 yards. What's the difference? I mean, you're not.
And Chaney will get the timeout. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to play from Spartan Stadium. We'll be back after this from Mill Creek Golf.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Okay, it is after the timeout. It is 4th and 6 for Chaney. Their punter, Clifton Scott, is inside the 10-yard line. He'll take the snap. End over end low punt will hit at the 47 and bounce back into Boardman territory, or Chaney territory, before it's downed by Bryson Douglas at the 44-yard line, where the Boardman offense will set up with a short field.
And you know, Don, you have to be impressed with the game plan coming out on offense for the Spartans. I mean, like I said, it was unfortunate for that fumble, but you moved the ball really well against these Cowboys. And you know, Jason Hewlett's coming out on defense. He hasn't played much on offense, so I wonder if they're going to go a little, keep him on the defensive side for the rest of the night. But you know, if you're Boardman right here, you gotta put something together and get in that end zone.
1st and 10, Boardman at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Andahar will roll to the right. Oh, wow. Isaiah Torres with the catch. He's brought down at the 16-yard line. I think that was intended for Joel Cuevas-Pixley underneath. He overthrew him, and he hit Torres.
I'm pretty sure they're all going to forgive Cuevas-Pixley for missing that catch. You know, Andahar with a decent rollout.
Here's the replay.
Wow. Torres just in the right spot at the right time.
Check that. That was Phil Clark underneath.
Yeah. It's hard to see the numbers from here.
It sure is. So 1st and 10, Boardman right back in the red zone at the Chaney 16-yard line. Give this to Torres. He'll bounce around and get inside the 10.
And I like that, Don. I mean, obviously he fumbled, but you want to be able to get the ball right back to him, so make him understand, hey, those happen. Just keep running hard, because this kid's got the heart.
2nd down and 3 for the Spartans at the 9.
Putting in some beef in that defensive line. For
Confusion
Chaney.
on the Chaney defense, and they're going to get Chaney offsides. Andahar will hold on to it, but Boardman's going to get 5 yards out of this. Some confusion on the Chaney defense. They had players going in and out. We could hear the Chaney coaching staff to our left screaming that the player needed to stay on, but he never got back on side. So that play was doomed from a defensive standpoint right from the get-go.
Yeah, with the ball being on the 9-yard line, is it half the distance or is it 5 yards?
Well, I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. In either case, it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah.
So after they march this off, 5-yard penalty at the 4, so it is indeed 5 yards.
And again, you have some solid beef up front for Chaney on that goal line unit. You know, you might want to avoid a little bit of the middle of the field. You got Hewlett on the right side. I'd take my chances and go left here.
Left is the wide side of the field. Balls hash mark right. Pistol formation. Torres behind Andahar. Andahar, a little bit of a fumbled snap. He'll take it and drive down toward the goal line. A big scrum at the goal line. Waiting for the signal. Touchdown, Boardman. 6-yard run by Thomas Andahar. And that takes Boardman to 13.
I feel like a little bit of an earthquake going on here, Don, with the student section.
Boy, Spartan Stadium got very, very loud there. Austin Conkson will be on to attempt the extra point. Jared Mahood, the snapper. Thomas Andahar, the holder, and Austin Conkson will kick it from the 10.
If they snap that ball, it's getting blocked.
That would be unusual. Off the snap of Jared Mahood, the hold of Thomas Andahar, and the kick of Austin Conkson. It is now Chaney 20, Boardman 14. You're watching the best in local high school sports on YSN, your sports network.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Shout out to Jim. He's class of 1963. We're going to assume he's Boardman, but if If we got that wrong, I'm sure he'll send us a text to correct us. He is watching from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. Jim, we're glad you're with us here on YSN to enjoy Boardman versus Chaney.
It's amazing how YSN can reach the world.
Yeah, it truly is, Donnie. Doing some of the high school swim events the past couple of years, we had folks from all over the world watching. I was always amazed to find out we had people in Africa, Scotland, England, Germany, the Canary Islands. It was like a geography class doing the swim meets.
Anywhere there's a Wi-Fi signal.
Waller will take Conkson's kick, has some room up the middle, breaks some tackles, comes out of the pack, and now DJ Waller is off to the races. No one will catch him. 90-yard kickoff return by DJ Waller, and exactly what Boardman did not need after scoring that touchdown.
You know, that's a major momentum killer there, obviously, and you know, Chaney's got athletes for days, and Waller made him pay, but you got to, when you make contact, you got to wrap him and get him down. I mean,
they certainly had their chances. It looked like he wasn't going to come out of that scrum, but he did, and once he broke free, there was no one to contain him. 90-yard kickoff return by DJ Waller, number 6 of the Cowboys, and now we'll see a 2-point try from Chaney. Austintown Fitch continues to lead Canton McKinley 35-7. Warren G. Harding leads Akron Booktel 14-0. Earlier today, South Range defeated the University School 35-14. That is a real punch in the gut for Boardman right there.
Unfortunate.
Special teams play. You know, we talked earlier about all the electric athletes that Chaney has on their side of the ball, and we saw it right there in the kick game. Okay, Matt Jones, offset pistol. He'll throw it up for the intended receiver, Justin Hewlett, and it's good. Jason Hewlett, excuse me.
I don't know if we're going to see this replay, but man, it sure didn't seem like he was in bounds.
Yeah, difficult to tell on the far sideline there, but tremendous throw and catch. Matt Jones to Jason Hewlett for the 2-point conversion. Score now Chaney 28, Boardman 14, 52 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. But, you know, if you're on the Boardman sideline and you're a glass half full person, just about half a minute ran off the clock since that last touchdown by Boardman. Still just a 2-score game, so Boardman showed some great poise last 2 offensive series. Just got to put your helmet back on, go back out there, and try to do it again.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it's one play. Just have to match that play.
Deep for Boardman is Aiden Berg and Thomas Andahar. Clifton Scott will do the kicking for Chaney. Now up by 14. Nice crowd on hand here tonight.
Yeah.
Beautiful night in Boardman, 78 degrees. We had a rainstorm to go through here earlier today before game time. It cooled it off a little bit. It's just a nice night in Boardman. End over end kick. That'll be Phil Clark taking it on the far sideline. He's got some running room. He'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So Boardman sets up in some good field position here with 46 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
And Don, I don't do anything different if I'm Boardman right now. I mean, you still have 46 seconds left to go in this quarter, and in a whole fourth quarter, you know, down 2 scores again. You know, same situation as you were 3 minutes ago. Just keep doing the same thing you're doing. You're moving the ball. Just punch it in the end zone this time.
So they'll spot it at the 30. First and 10 Spartans.
Now I'm curious as to why they spotted at the 30 when he went out of bounds at the 34, but it's interesting.
Willie Torres in the backfield with Thomas Andahar. Got 2 wideouts on each side. Now Andre Freeman comes in motion back towards the center of the field. Bad snap. And I think the whistle blew before the snap. They blow that one dead. Delay a game, Boardman.
Obviously some mass confusion there.
And you don't like to see a delay a game penalty, but in that case, I think we'll take the 5 yards if you're a Spartan fan as opposed to about the 12 that they would have lost with the bad snap.
Yeah. Got to get it right here on this play, though.
1st and 15, Boardman from the 25. Pitch out to Torres, bobbled the ball, and he'll be stood up by a number of Chaney defenders at the 22-yard line. They'll lose 3, and the Boardman offense not going in the right direction here.
You know, that you can almost feel like that kickoff return kind of took the wind out from underneath them, and you just don't see that same energy right now that you did.
No, you sure don't. That was a real momentum killer because they scored that touchdown to come within 6 and then immediately give it up on the 90-yard kickoff return. Sort of took the air right out of the stadium. Andahar alone in the backfield. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So after 3 quarters of play from Spartan Stadium, it's Chaney 28, Boardman 14 on YSN.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoning County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Second and 17, Boardman. Andahar straight back, has some time in the pocket, throws it across the middle, and he had Willie Torres open down the seam, but just out of his reach.
That's unfortunate because an inch shorter, that's right in his hands. He's got a nice big gain going on.
So it'll now be 3rd and 17 for the Spartans, just underway here in the 4th quarter.
There we go, 5 yards.
Looks like Chaney jumped off sides. That'll get it a little bit closer and more manageable for the Spartan offense. We'll set up a 3rd and 12. Third and 12, Boardman. Up at the 27-yard line. Three wideouts to the left, one to the right. Torres in the backfield with Andahar. Play clock under 10.
Shout out to Billy Amendahl watching from Bruno's tonight.
Andahar avoids a tackle, has some running room, and he'll be brought down well short of the first down up at the 34-yard line. It'll set up 4th and about 6. Punting situation for Boardman. Bill must have left early because I saw him earlier tonight here right below our broadcast position.
Yeah. He got a little hungry, and that line at the concession stand was a little too long.
It's true. I'm glad you came back with the nachos.
Yes. I had to pay off some kids, though, to get jumped up in line a little bit to get those nachos. So. KJ Nagro, Gia Treveri, thank you for taking care of us.
Vince Atwood will punt it away, and the punt is blocked. Jordan Hewlett, number 18 on the block, and Chaney will take over inside the Boardman 25-yard line. Now a penalty flag comes up in the ensuing pile. I was just about to say that Mr. Waller was deep to receive that punt, and maybe we should kick it away from him, but Chaney blocked it. We'll wait and see what the penalty is. Chaney will retain possession, but it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul against the Cowboys.
Does Chaney have Fitch this year, Don?
I will tell you that in 1 second, Donnie.
You are the knower of all things. Went to the source.
Chaney will take on Cardinal Mooney next week, and then the rest of the season for them, they play Marlington, Canfield, Ursuline, at Harvey, at Howland, and finish out at Warren G. Harding at home, and then Youngstown East. Of course, Chaney will play their games at the newly renovated, complete with artificial turf, Rayan Stadium, but they do not have Fitch this year. That would be a matchup I'd like to see.
Yeah. Both teams loaded with athletes.
Right up the middle for the Cowboys. If you're wondering, Boardman scheduled the rest of the way. They've got Massillon Jackson here next week. Then they travel to Howland and Youngstown East. Cleveland Benedictine on the 23rd of September here at Spartan Stadium. Then Warren G. Harding comes to Boardman, followed by Dover, and they finish up the season on the road at Austintown Fitch on October 14th and at Canfield on the 21st. So it doesn't get any easier for the Boardman football team.
Not one bit.
2nd down and 1 for Chaney at the 33-yard line in Boardman territory. 10 minutes left to play here in the ballgame. Jones will give it to Austin. He's going to be very close. You're going to say he's short. Only needed 1, got a little bit less than that. You know, if you're the Boardman defense, you can really hang your hat on how tough you've been up the middle.
Yeah.
No gain on the play. 3rd and less than a yard for Chaney.
I mean, you got to give it to Chaney. They were able to put some big plays together, and it's pretty much most of their scores for the night. Aside from a couple decent drives where they went 90 yards, punched it in. They've been all big plays.
3rd and a yard for Chaney. Jones will keep it himself around the right side. Plenty of running room, and he'll be knocked down inside the 10-yard line. 22-yard gain on 3rd and 1 for Matt Jones.
Looks like we got an injured Spartan on the field.
That's Taquan Bailey, a 6', 180-pound senior down on the field. While they attend to Bailey, we'll take this timeout for Greenwood.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
And lock in your trade value.
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing.
Regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
Our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means.
only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Boardman training staff attending the Bailey. Bailey favoring his midsection as the Boardman training staff helps him off the field. Nine minutes, 1 second left to play here in the ball game from Boardman. Chaney has it first and goal at the 7. Again, a big shout out to Joe Hollabaugh and the students of the Boardman Schools Television Network. They're providing the pictures you see tonight along with the ambient stadium noise. Students doing a great job. And thankfully, you don't have to watch us maneuver the camera tonight.
Oh.
First and goal, Chaney at the 7.
We got all kinds of flack from that last week, Don.
In your defense, the tripod was sticking.
It was sticking. We were in the sun. I'm just thinking of every excuse I can.
Emil Austin will string it out towards the far hash, and he'll be brought down after a loss of 3. So the Boardman defense, a nice job there. Second down and goal, Chaney. Second down and goal for the Cowboys. Jones will take the snap, reads the defense, he'll keep it himself, and he'll be into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown run. Matt Jones's third rushing touchdown tonight.
Boardman just couldn't contain that edge there, and Jones made him pay.
Been very impressed with Matt Jones tonight.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of good decisions and very patient with running the football.
Only a sophomore, and there was a lot of talk that he was going to transfer to Ursuline at the beginning of the year, but Chaney's done a nice job keeping their athletes there, and I think after the decision of the young gentleman from Liberty making his move over to Ursuline, they decided that he was going to stay. So.
Jones, a 6'1", 180-pound sophomore, as you mentioned, so he'll be trouble for area opponents for a couple more years. Once again, Chaney will go for 2. Jones throws it up, and his intended receiver, DJ Waller, nice coverage by the Spartans, incomplete, so that 2-point try fails. But the score, Chaney 34, Boardman 14.
YSN has helped me really dive into what I want to do. When people say, "Oh, the voice of the John F. Kennedy Eagles, the voice of the Warren JFK," I smile every time. Like, I can't help it. It's just, it's awesome. This is my dream, and then the opportunity that was given to me was absolutely remarkable. It makes me even more proud to be part of the Kennedy family alumni, and it makes me even more proud to be part of YSN. My name is Dom O'Brien, and my sports network is your sports network.
Thanks for being with us tonight on YSN, your sports network. Shout out to Brian and DJ Yoakley down at YSN headquarters. Again, bringing you the best in local high school sports. We've got the area covered on YSN, your sports network.
Those guys have done a great job, Don. I mean, they're top notch. I mean, you want to talk about how much that company has grown. That's going to be a penalty.
Clifton Scott has done so much kicking here, kicking off tonight for Chaney.
He got a little tired and hooked that one.
hook that into the sideline. So Boardman will start out with good field position here, down 34-14 with 7 minutes, 43 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter.
You know, I talked a little bit more about DJ and Brian, what they've been able to build. They have new schools signing up daily. If you're not a YSN school right now, there's something wrong with you. You need to really get signed up. I mean, the coverage that they have for these athletes, it's top notch. I mean, it's all about the kids. They care so much about them. That's why I'm so thankful that we get to do what we do on Friday nights for these guys.
Empty backfield, 5 wideouts for Boardman. Andahar in the shotgun, drops straight back, has some time, dumps it off to Phil Clark. He'll get up to the 41-yard line, so nice gain for Phil Clark of about 6. Second down and 4, Boardman.
Yeah, it was a nice first down play for Boardman, and it looks like they're going to go with a little hurry up.
Andahar with some time, fakes it, gets it out to Clark again at the 45. He'll break a tackle and be knocked out of bounds up at midfield. He'll have enough for the first down, so 9-yard gain on that reception by Phil Clark.
And that stops the clock, and Andahar did a nice job freezing the safety to allow Clark to get open. Nice little pump fake across the field.
First and 10, Boardman at midfield. Andahar will roll, and he'll be taken down.
And again, on that right side, just nothing's been working at all for them on the right side tonight. It's unfortunate because they had, you could just tell the size of the linebacker for Chaney, number 33.
That's Clifton Scott.
Yeah, he's a big boy, 6'2", 200 pounds, and he looks bigger than that in pads.
Andahar with some time. And Andahar's pass is going to be intercepted. That's LeBron Dunlow. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Chaney. 45-yard interception, pick 6 by Dunlow.
It's amazing how much that kickoff return has really shifted this game.
Sure has. Andahar put that one up in the air. Dunlow was there to get it, and it's a Chaney touchdown. And this one now is starting to get out of hand with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to play. Once again, a 2-point conversion attempt coming up for Chaney. Donnie, here's some trivia. If Wikipedia is to be believed, and I know sometimes you can't believe everything in Wikipedia. Have you ever heard of the Hale-Bopp Comet?
I've heard of Halley's Comet.
Okay, apparently Hale-Bopp is another famous comet, not as famous as Halley's, but it was discovered by a Chaney graduate in 1967, a guy by the name of Thomas Bopp.
That's why it's the Hale-Bopp Comet?
That's why it's the Hale-Bopp Comet. I don't know who Mr. Hale is, but Bopp was part of the discovery team of that. Again, that's from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be an illegal shift for Chaney, but I'm not sure why that play wasn't just blown dead.
So that'll move them back 5. So instead of trying it from the 3, they'll try it from the 8.
I'm assuming.
Officials get together for a discussion. Well, I guess Boardman is going to decline the penalty. The try is no good. And Chaney will kick it off to the Spartans. It is 40-14 Chaney. And to say that this Chaney offense was everything as advertised would be an understatement.
You know what I'd like to know, Don? For the viewers out there that are listening in and watching tonight on YSN, what did you guys have for dinner tonight? Because I need some options.
That would be good. If you'd like to give Donnie some options, send us a text at 330-299-8527. We would love to hear what your dining choices would be for Mr. Riccatelli this evening.
I made hibachi last night for the Boardman girls cross country team who have their first meet tomorrow morning at Kenston.
Did you do the volcano trick?
You know, I didn't want any open flames just in case of injury to myself, so I opted not to.
Clifton Scott with the kickoff again for Chaney. Will be taken by one of the up men and downed at the 33-yard line. So Boardman will take over there. 1st and 10, 6:32 to play. You know, Chaney really has a storied football history. We talked about the 1942 Heisman Trophy winner Frank Sinkwich. Some names from the past. Jerry Osofsky played at the University of Pittsburgh, where your daughter's at now.
Yep.
Then a long NFL career with the Steelers, Bengals, and Ravens. Michael Zordich over at Penn State played for the Chargers, Cardinals, Jets, and Eagles.
Yeah.
Matt Cavanaugh at Pitt played for a number of NFL teams, and then most recently Missouri player Brad Smith, who had some time with the Jets, Eagles, and Bills.
Brad Smith's one of those.
Clark catches the bubble screen, ball comes loose, and I think the Spartans got back on top of it, which is fortunate.
Yeah, Brad Smith is one of those people that just does right for the community. He's amazing. He's always involved in anything youth-wise. A lot of really good players coming out of Chaney, including Todd Thorne. Brian Treleski playing at YSU.
Phil Clark is the receiver. He is brought down by Braden Mahone up at the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 Boardman.
Shout out to Amy Smith watching from home. She's sending the first item of food. Probably won't be able to make it down to the MVR tonight, but the trestle tortellini is definitely something that should be on the menu.
Number 55 jumps off sides for Chaney. Tristan LaFleur. That'll give Boardman 5 more yards and set up a very manageable 3rd down. In case you guys are wondering, you know, we never mentioned, we talked about our post-game dining plans last week. So we made it over to BJ's Brewhouse here in Boardman, had a great post-game meal.
It was. I had the root beer glaze. Oh, no.
Oh, pass bounces off of Joel Cuevas-Pixley and is picked off by Chaney. That's Braden Mahone.
Wow. Just unraveling quickly for the Spartans. I mean, it's one of those things where the game can't end soon enough.
So Chaney will have it 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line after the second interception.
It'll be interesting to see what Coach Seth Antrim still does. I mean, I know there's 5:14 to go in the game. They're up 3 scores. You know, do you keep your first team out there, or do you start putting in some of these young guys?
Chaney up 40-14. Matt Jones is back out at quarterback. Jawan Freeman and Jason Emil Austin are with him in the backfield. Give is to Freeman, straight up the middle for a gain of about 4.
I can't see Jones making too many runs here.
No, this game well in hand, and I would think that Jones is going to be content to hand it off the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And now Jones is coming out of the ball game. So we'll have a new quarterback for Chaney, and that is number 86, Drew Gull, a 5'10", 160-pound junior.
Fun fact about Drew Gauld, he's actually my sister's son, so he is my nephew. Got to see him play live last year when Chaney took on Boardman. He actually scored a rushing touchdown.
So Drew Gauld in at quarterback for Chaney. And delay a game penalty. I've seen a number of those this evening. That'll back the Cowboys up 5 and set up a 2nd down and 11. Bryson Douglas, the ball carrier. He's got some running room to the far side. Penalty marker down, looks like where it would be in holding.
Definite hold on the edge there.
.405 left to play in the game. So after the penalties marked off, it will be second down and
17.
Keeps moving. They're going to spot it at the 41. They need to get to the 19 for a first down, so second down and 22. Holding penalty on Chaney, backed him up there. Second and 22 for the Cowboys. Give is to Douglas. Some running room to this side. Another penalty marker comes down. He'll be knocked down at the 26-yard line, but I think this is going to be coming back also.
Yeah, looks like number 7 grabbed the jersey as number 11 was running by. Douglas was running by.
So another holding penalty against Chaney will back him up further.
So instead of the cramps, Don, we're going to get the holding penalties. It's going to prolong our dinner tonight.
It certainly is. So Chaney was the last of the Youngstown City public high schools to open. They opened in 1960. Can you name the other 5?
North, South,
okay,
East,
yep,
Woodrow Wilson,
yep,
and oh my God,
you're missing the charter member.
Yeah, don't tell me, I'll know it. Rand.
Yeah. Rand opened in 1866. And Douglas will take the handoff again and be brought down in the backfield. No holding penalty that time, but Chaney still managed to go backwards.
It's like 3rd and 60, I think, right now.
It is 3rd down and 31. Third and 31, Chaney. Clock is moving, under 3 minutes to play in the game. Drew Galt holds on to it, and he'll be brought down in the open field by Aiden Berg, number 11. So that'll set up 4th and 31. So as a result of 2 holding penalties, that drive went backwards for the Cowboys. But I don't think Coach Antrim's going to be too upset. Scores 40-14.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the game.
Clifton Scott, who's been outstanding at linebacker tonight for Chaney, will be on to punt. No, check that. That's number 53, Jaheim Jackson. Knuckleball hit inside the 20 and be downed by Bryson Douglas right at the 20-yard line, and Boardman will set up with 1:28 left to play.
This is where you need to see all of your backups in the game if you're Boardman. It's 1:30 to go. No need to get anybody hurt. Is there a JV game tomorrow? Did it say?
I believe he said there's a freshman game here, 10 o'clock against Chardon, I think.
Wow.
We'll be with you next week right here from Spartan Stadium as the Polar Bears of Jackson High School down in Stark County come to town to take on Boardman. Doesn't get any easier for the Spartans.
No, not at all.
Chaney will travel to Mineral Ridge, where we were at last week, to take on Cardinal Mooney.
Looks like Zach Haas is in the game at quarterback for the Spartans.
Vince Atwood, the ball carrier there for Boardman. 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. Zach Haas at quarterback, as you did mention.
I just got word from our athletic director that the JV are at Chaney tomorrow at Rain Stadium, while the freshmen are at home versus Shark.
Okay. Haas hands it off. That's Vince Atwood again. He'll have enough for the first down. Clock moves under a minute to play.
Zach Haas only a sophomore. He's really grown up quite a bit as a quarterback, and he's taken some tutelage under some YSU quarterbacks that have given up their time to train, and this kid's going to be a good player for years to come.
Jet sweep to Marcus Rutledge, and he'll be brought down on the far sideline by Davari Bennett Davenport after a short gain. And that may be the final play of the ball game, as the game clock and the play clock are even. No need to snap it again. The score's 40-14 Chaney. And you know, as lopsided as the score got in the second half, if you're Coach Doda, there's some positives to take out of this game. Fought back to within a touchdown and then gave up the big kick return, but there was no quitting this Boardman team tonight. This Chaney team absolutely loaded, and I'll be excited to see what they do the rest of the year. But the teams will meet at midfield, shake hands. Final score tonight from Spartan Stadium, Chaney 40, Boardman 14. You've been watching YSN, your sports network.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.